Hello, everyone. It is afternoon. I'm going to take a break from work because I didn't really take a lunch period per se, even though I work from home. And I'm going to discuss with you the concept of eternity. You might not be able to read this on the screen, but these are the definitions. Infinite time, duration without beginning or end. Uses eternity is used when you talk about an eternal existence, especially when contrasted with mortal life, meaning that we don't live here on earth forever, the eternity of God. Number 3, in theology, the timeless state into which the soul passes at a person's death. People who believe in life after here believe in the idea that your soul moves on. Number 4, an endless or seemingly endless period of time. We had to wait eternity for a check to arrive. I find it very funny that they tie the word eternity a lot of times to monetary things, and I think that this is done intentionally. And it's very easy to see when you just look, and I'm going to show you. Eternities, the truth of realities of life and thought that are regarded as timeless or eternal. The truths or realities of life. That's what I'm searching for, but most people are confused when it comes to the way we think about eternity. Now, you'll look at all these pictures. Here's just the word. These are the images just on Google. The reality vector. I don't know what that is, but doesn't look. Yeah, eternity is a long time to be wrong. Eternal life. That's something we discuss in some people. Here's an eternity ring. Now this is where it starts getting into the materialistic type aspect. These are all your images there's the eternity sign, no beginning, no ending. Now in that, I believe there's truth, because we are energy, and energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. It can be transferred. And death is a point of transferring. Here's a ring. Here's some more rings. Here's a ring and a ring and a ring and rings on hands in the sand. Oh, now we get to hell. There is no discussion on eternity without the discussion of hell. There's another ring. Oh, we've got outer space prediction, visualizations. We've never been out there. We don't really have any idea. But most go on what they tell us. There's another ring. Multiple rings. More pictures and stuff you can buy. This must be a book. The definition of eternity is 2 people and a ham. I have a feeling that she has a better idea of what eternity is than most people. Miss Parker, who wrote the book. Another ring. Rings. Cup. Oh, there's a band. You can buy their album. I don't know what that is. That doesn't look very nice. That looks dark. Eternity. Here's a movie. There's a full eternity diamond ring, and then a half eternity diamond. Now, that seems like bad promotion. But anyway, what I wanted to point out as I'm scanning through these things is that you'll notice that most of the images for eternity are materialistic. And unfortunately, we've been programmed since day one to look at eternity as materialistic, and it's anything but materialistic. Let me give you an idea. Most people are focused on the wrong things, and we've been programmed from a very young age to be focused on the wrong things. Spirituality and connection to spirituality is negated and not discussed for most of us since the moment we can speak. Nobody has discussions usually with their parents, their mother, or whatever, schooling them on their connection to the eternal. The idea that we never die. Death is something most people do not want to discuss at all. It's like a taboo. And we've made funerals into a monetary business. All of it is surrounded by money when you discuss eternity here on earth. And in doing that, we have a lot of sick people in this world who are hanging on to this existence so hard, they're destroying their existence here, destroying it. They have such a high fear of death, they'll do anything to avoid it, including anything that is not scientific, uh, whatever's the most ridiculous. They will fit into the majority and they will try to avoid death. Why? Because they don't know what comes afterwards. Nobody's ever discussed it with them, except on a, very not in depth. If they go to church of any kind, they hear the same thing on the same weekend every year. The same thing on the same weekend every year. You could write it down. They got those 52 weekends figured out, and that's all you're going to hear. And it's very repetitive. They might change the sermon a little bit, but the main topic is going to be the same. So we are ignorant, stupid when it comes to the discussion of eternity. We're so dumb that eternity is mainly materialistic and monetary in our view of it. If you were to go ask somebody what does eternity mean, or what does eternity look like to them, they would just say, well, eternity is forever. Well, what's forever? And they would talk about like maybe a diamond lasting forever. They don't talk about their soul being in existence forever. So if we continue to try and hang on to this earthly existence with all our might, white knuckle it and grip it because we're in fear of death, we're never going to truly live. And we're certainly not giving ourselves the experience that we need to grow internally in our soul. Our characters grow, even if you don't believe in an afterlife. If you're so gripped and worried about death, you're not going to live, and therefore you're not going to grow. And that's what we see. A death grip on life here on earth. And it's truly a death grip because they're dying. They're gripping so hard. A death of a 95-year-old woman like my great-grandmother should be a celebration. It should be a party, kind of like they do down in New Orleans with the bands and the walking down the street and the dancing and the umbrellas and the musicians and the instruments and the clapping. It should be a celebration if you've done it right here, if you've been a good person. This isn't going to stop. This is not going to stop. As long as they have you white knuckling it and holding on with for your dear life, completely terrified of death and not comfortable with the idea of eternity and that it goes on after here, your life here on earth is going to be miserable. And that's what's happening. So let go. Let go of your death grip and live. We're all going to die. And I'm not saying it's going to be pleasant, that process per se, but the ones that I've witnessed, there is a transition. There seems to be some mercy in the transition of death. We've got to get out of this. It's quite enough. Eternity is really important, and it has nothing to do with the material things that they've put into your head. And you need to start living. Y'all have a great day. Bye for now.